Hey, welcome everyone. This is Mike from zozostockwatch.com, and this is going to be your stock watch list for Wednesday, the 11th of July. Bad news after the bell, folks. S&P futures are down hard. Dow futures are down hard. As you can see here, the SPY was up here at the 279 mark here on the SPY going into the close and in the after hours. And then we got some news out after the bell, and the SPY is just pushing down. The futures right now, overnight futures, my time, it's about 6 minutes to 8 o'clock. 6 minutes to 8. Dow futures down 217. S&P futures down 21. Nasdaq futures down 55 currently. Like I said, still early in the session, but we had a little bit of bad news that came out after the bell. We'll get into that in a moment. So as you can see here, this is the Trade Exchange news box built for traders by traders. Don't forget, NATO meeting begins tomorrow. As we were going into the close, TIVX, VXX, UVXY were all at fresh lows. The VIX was down at the lows. Everything was hunky-dory as the market was closing on the highs. After the market closed, we get some news, and I'll get into that in a second. HMNY announces proposed public offering on HMNY. BCRX IDRA announces termination of merger agreement with IDRA. We had NTRA launches proposed offering. AIR had earnings after the bell tonight. Beats by 2 cents, missed on revenue. We also on NTRA was a $75 million offering. We had SCYX was halted after the bell tonight. They reported positive results from the phase two. So SCYX. And let me put that in a chart for you, SCYX. That stock had pushed up in the after hours and then gave it back. So SCYX did pop up. It was a phase two on that news, and it popped after the halt. Let's see, we had ARQL. They're doing an offering also, ARQL. That stock drifting down in the after hours. What else do we have after the bell? And I'll get to that market moving news in a moment. RETA receives orphan drug designation, RETA. A few bids on the chart there. CBS, Nomura 66 price target. Nomura reduced their rating on Twitter and price target $31 on TWTR, and that was from Nomura, and so you can see Twitter stock moving down in the after hours. Next up, okay, so here's the news that's moving the markets. U.S. is said poised to release the 200 billion in tariffs on China. So it's all over the news feeds. U.S. equities and futures are tumbling as U.S. readies 200 billion China tariff. So that basically is driving the SPY and the futures down in the after hours. So the tariffs are going forward. The tariffs will undergo a 2-month review process with hearings on August 20th through the 23rd. So some more news out about the tariffs. Now, also after the bell, President Trump tweeted, just talk with the CEO of Pfizer on our drug pricing blueprint. Pfizer is rolling back price hikes, so American patients don't pay more. We applaud Pfizer for this decision and hope our other companies do the same. Great news for the American people. So here's the reaction on Pfizer. Now that they're not raising the prices, Pfizer is, well, probably maybe down, maybe because of that news and that tweet that they're not going to be raising prices, but also could be down because the SPY and the market and the futures are moving down. So that's going to be something that we have to see if the dip buyers are going to show up again tomorrow. So we shall see on that. Next up, let's take a look at some of the markets today. All right, there we go. So the SPY today, a very narrow candle volume today, about 52 million shares. Summer trading, not a lot of volume out there, but offering some decent trades still in the market, and we'll go through those in a moment. We also had some IWM pulling back today. All right, a little bit of a pullback in the IWM. Could not get up over this 170 spot. Not considered a double top yet. We'll see. We're holding above the 5 EMA, holding above the fast moving averages. So a little pullback in the IWM. That was leading us higher. Nice bounce off the 50 here, right back up to that resistance. So we'll see what the next candle brings us for tomorrow on the IWM. Some stocks that got Win got upgraded today. Win, nice push up there on Win today. CMG, basically, the analyst came out and said has moved too far, too fast, were the analyst comments. So CMG, not much reaction to that today. Tesla is opening a plant in China, and it's like Elon Musk is tweeting all over that Tesla will be producing 500,000 cars in this plant. Not much reaction to all that today with the plant opening in China. Tesla still remaining under the 10 SMA here on this name. So usually, when Elon Musk comes out and makes these, prognostications and these predictions about the factory and what they're going to produce. And I think he said 500,000 cars. Usually you get big moves in Tesla. Not today though. So maybe that's wearing off in the stock. The XLP was strong today. The XLP moved up, was up 1.19% on the XLP. Names like Procter and Gamble moving up today. KO moving up in sympathy to Pepsi's earnings. Pepsi had earnings today. They beat. So Pepsi was up strong. So the XLP, those are some components of the XLP, and that was moving up today. Let's look at the Dow Jones, the 30. Now, all this is kind of mute because we got the futures gapping down. So we were coming up to that 25,000 on the Dow Jones Industrials. So we're going to have to see now with this pullback in the market how this is all going to play out for tomorrow. We also had the Qs coming back up to that resistance spot around that 177.89 area on the Qs. So we'll see how they're going to open that tomorrow and what's going to happen. And that's basically it. So some things I'll be watching tomorrow that I'll be watching UVXY, which is up, making a big move in the after hours tonight with the futures moving down. UVXY is a volatility play, so that's moving up nicely. We actually got a trade today in the UVXY, nothing to this extreme. We played it over 10.02, and we got a pop up to it was right over here, right over 10.02 here, and we got a pop up to, it was 10.25 in that area. So a quick trade, and then we got back out of it, and then the market ramped back up. But after hours, UVXY moving up. So we'll have that on watch for tomorrow. Some other things. My list is kind of short tonight, not too much. And like I said, with the futures down, it's kind of hard to be too gung-ho on my watch list, but we'll have some of these small oil and gas plays. BTE oil and gas play trying to turn the corner here, 3 million shares in that one. BBOX, this one is still in play. We'll have this on watch. Ugly daily chart, but we'll have this on watch. Made a couple of good moves the last few days, so that'll be on watch. BDR, communications and equipment, 1.1 million shares, just under this $1.50 spot on BDR. That'll be on watch. Blin, BLIN, which gave us some nice trades today. Here's my 2-minute chart. We got a pre-market trade on this. It went up above that 250 spot. We called it over 255, and the stock in pre-market ran up to 325. Then we traded it again after the market opened, and after the market opened, it pushed down. You see this action going on in Blinn here, 2-minute chart, pre-post market chart. Then it gets up above all this congestion here. So we called this over 280, and the stock ran all the way up to $3.75 or so on BLIN. So that was two trades that we had in that name. We also traded RSLS, and this was in pre-market also. RSLS was a pre-market trade, pretty much the same setup. Basing under this round number 250, wanted it to clear this 250 area. It gets back above VWAP and off to the races in pre-market. And then on the open, I told folks to carry some over, and we got a nice push up on RSLS for the gain there. So that was a nice one. And then that's basically all we needed for the day. A couple of nice moves there. One in pre-market, actually two in pre-market, and then a couple during the session there, UVXY and BLIN. Another one I'll be watching is DARE. All right, and DARE, once again, this one has not as big a volume as I would like, but it is trying to, hold above the 50 SMA and try to get over this 150 area. So that one might be interesting. Derm, has this possible gap fill back here. It's trying to get up over the $11 area. The 100 SMA on this Derm is $11.17. So maybe if it can clear that 11.17, we might get a move out of DERM. All right, so keep that one on watch. GBR, small little oil name, gave a pop today on GBR, 4.3 million shares. So maybe this one is not done yet. You see the action that it's had in the past. We've played it in the past. So I'll be watching this GBR. Joan, Jone, another oil and gas name, small name, trying to get up over, the highs today of 43 cents. So that'll be on watch. MRNS, a nice looking biotech here, 1 million shares. But like I said, we have a market that's going to be at the moment gapping down. Now anything can happen in the overnight session. So these are just some stocks. But if we're cratering in the morning, obviously I might have to come up with a different plan, more shorts and whatnot. MTSL, nice pop and grinding up and after hours. Now it's made a big move. The stock was down here at $1.25. It's almost up to $4. So not too high on this one. That's a huge move for this stock. So we'll see. RXII, 1.1 million shares, trying to get up over the 50 SMA biotech name. So that one will be on watch tomorrow. Let's see what else. SCYX had that news after the bell. They popped it. Now they're pulling it back. So maybe that one. VSTM, small little biotech stock, trying to get up over $8 on VSTM. 3 million shares in that one. X was looking better. X starting to turn the corner here on that name. STLD, also another steel name, starting to maybe turn the corner. So watching those two. And then lastly, TGC, another small little oil stock, 1.7 million shares. The high today on this name was 134. So we'll keep this one on watch, for an intraday entry, and see if we can get any movement out of that. We also had the API oil numbers come out tonight. They were a drawdown. I don't remember. Let's see if I can find it for you. Here they are. The API numbers, we had a drawdown in crude, minus 6.7 million barrels there for crude. Not much reaction to it in the USO, which is the ETF for oil, after the bell tonight. So we'll see what oil wants to do tomorrow. All right, so this is Mike from zozostockwatch.com. Have a really good day of trading.